Sepermeru music. So good. Don't hit the people. We'll start a fight. Drive through mystery meat shopping. Hello, madam.
You can walk out of here with a bargain or a frown.
There you go. Plus 60 health. Okay, to the wine cellar. I'm just going to get my horse to stop following here. If it goes home, it's okay. If we don't have time. But look at them following me. Let's get in here. Aha. Right, might have to kill Seth myself because my thrall might take a moment to get in here. He hits very hard. A bit like the arena champion, to be honest. He's one of the hardest hitting enemies. He drops the Seth's Truncheon, which is the best torpidity truncheon in the game. Basically, I'd put an advanced weapon fitting on it. Advanced blunted fitting? Yes, I think that's what it's called. Okay, my thrall will come to me eventually, but you know, welcome to Conan. Sometimes it takes a minute. So there's a couple of relic hunters that always spawn here. They can be both archers, they could be both fighters, or it could be a combination. These are really good for farming. They're always here. You can take them out of the dungeon. You'll see your rope when you leave. You won't see the thrall, just like when you teleport through a map room. But yeah, you can thrall these guys. There's a couple here always, and there's some further on where we're going. I'm not going to thrall them, but they are a really good place to farm. Also, they're dropping breathing potions, which is really good if you're going to go to the Dagon dungeon. This is the wine cellar. It's gorgeous, I love it. So I might start with my venom infused axe for like a group of enemies. Get my torch out so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I hate the pokey people. If you're going to solo dungeons, I really like poisoned weapon because you can do damage, and as you're kind of retreating and like getting your stams, they're taking tick damage. This axe particularly, or the festering one from Inland City, are my favourite for that. Really, you can knock them down, you can restam while they're getting back up again, and they're taking damage from the poison. The final right click of your combo as well will give them a bleed, so that will also give them a tick down. He's still following me right now. I can jump off the bridge over there, and it will put me at the beginning of the dungeon, and he will probably then come to me, so we might have to do that if he doesn't turn up. But I always do dungeons thinking about what happens if I have to solo this myself. When you thrall these guys, I don't know if you know, but you will get a demon fire orb. One of them. You'll get the weapon that I think daggers, probably. And you'll also get a demon fire orb. We should take the coins. Okay, so the one thing about this place, there's loads of these kind of Sepermeru chests. The same kind of loot table as you get from Sepermeru things. And there's also coins dotted around all over the place. There'll also be little lore books with stories about why you're here and whatnot. I'll let you read those. I'm going to leave these kind of chests. I'm just going to get over encumbered. There's also Khari Steel, which we'll learn recipes when we kill the boss to be able to craft things with the Khari Steel. But they are in a kind of RNG spawning kind of situation. You can get them here. Usually they will spawn here at some point during the day on your server. So if you come around here, there'll be maybe one or two or three like Khari Steel. It looks like, I'll show you because hopefully we'll see some. But yeah, the little boxes look like the relic fragment boxes, but it'll say you found Khari Steel instead. If you're farming a purge, it's really nice, especially if you have a base near Sepermeru. One of the reasons I really like Sepermeru as a base location. You can just constantly, everybody except the mini-boss, you can just knock them all out, take them out, put them in your wheel, keep coming back in here, and you can have all these people defending your base for a purge. So this person drops a heart of a hero. You need this to make the bindings of the dead. You've got to learn the recipe from the Library of Esoteric Artifacts in the Unknown City. You'll need a heart of a hero, so this is one place you can get it from. Otherwise, you can get it from the mini-bosses in the Unnamed City itself. They're dotted around the place. It has a 40-minute timer on it. You can also eat it to clear your corruption. Obviously, if you've corrupted your attributes, then your corruption is fixed and you can't just clear it from... Ooh, squirrel. You can't... I'm gonna eat that. Will that also add to my health? Yes. Great, I need more health. Yeah, you can use it to clear corruption as long as you haven't corrupted your points. This guy is, like, having a bit of a situation here. More people that you could troll if you wanted to. It's like RNG if they're archers or fighters. Okay. I'm going to be very careful. If you fall off here, you'll just reset to the beginning of the dungeon. Your thrall will still be following you. You won't die. Unless you hit something on the way down. Hopefully you won't. There are certain places where you can do this, jump off. So you can just jump over here. I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to just jump. Okay. You can light these torches as you go. I don't want to fight you next to the edge, my friend. So my biggest probably piece of advice about this place is it's very tempting to just run past people, if you're me. Is he not on attack everything? The best thing to do is to try and, like at all the NPC camps, try to take people down, like as few at a time as possible, so just kill people as you go. Otherwise, they will follow you for ages. Oof. Eyeballs. Okay. So we just fought people here. You can also light these torches. I guess I'll put the torch away while we have this dream dust active. The dream dust is horrible in the daytime. There's loads of little, like, alleyways and things back here. You'll find lots of chests lying around. There'll also be Khari Steel dotted about. I'm always torn between showing you, like, all around the place and showing you the clear path to go through. I don't know if you have any preferences. In the Black Keep, I tried to keep it sort of, keep the path simple and not go everywhere because, for that reason. Dungeons are easy to get overwhelmed if you go too fast. Definitely, Casey. Definitely. This is a really tough dungeon. If you want to do, like, the Thag fight, who's the boss at the end. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Oh, is this actually... Yeah, you found some Khari Steel. Perfect. The Khari Steel is used to craft the items from the recipes that the boss drops. I do love this dungeon, though. It's very atmospheric. You can use the torches to help you find your way. There's skeletons everywhere. I would always choose stamina, probably over anything else, though, in this game. But for me, the most important thing is that my thrall has loads of health and, like, freaking really good armour. So we're a bit off the beaten track here, but we're just kind of to the right of where we sort of... I will head back to where we were so I can show you the path as well. I want to show you these backsides. I want to show you the backsides, chat. I want to show you the side areas, but... Oh, good. The dream dust is over. Ooh, lasting feast. That'll give us some encumbrance. Don't care about the other stuff for now. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, like, my eyeballs, yeah. The dream dust is really handy at night in the outside world. If you're dragging a thrall, it's really good to have in your inventory. And you get it from looting animal tamers from Buccaneer Bay. I think almost exclusively. I think exclusively. And I don't think you can craft it. You can craft night vision potions if you have the Jabal Sag religion. You can learn the religion from... doing the Midnight Grove dungeon. I've got a guide to that on YouTube. I think there's also probably... There's other ways probably of crafting night vision. We could also have used our... what's it called? We could have also used our sorcery and imbued a light attached to us. We've used that. So, okay. So this is the path, basically. You see, this is where we came from. We can either run that way or this way, okay? There's like two routes that lead the same direction. These are all just back sections, back passages. These are all just side areas which have loads of like chests, maybe Khari Steel, but you're heading that way towards the waterfall. Now, these mini-bosses hit like a truck. Especially this guy with this hammer. Big AoE. He will 2-tap you, maybe. Certainly 3-tap you. He's very similar to the arena champion. I'm like very trigger happy on my alt key when I'm near him because I've been hit by him before and killed. So this is the reason why I wanted a fighter with just a huge health pool, really. So they will drop Fragments of Power, Khari Steel, and they also drop Pristine Khari Weapons, which I absolutely love. They, if you like star metal, the appearance of star metal things, I think you might like those. They kind of look like they got diamonds on them. They look gorgeous. Like the Khari Bow, Pristine Khari Bow, Pristine Khari Daggers. There's a short sword, but they're beautiful. They're very low drop rate. And there are about 3 of these mini bosses. I think there's 3 of these guys. But I'll show you each of them. It's another fancy skelly. There's some serious creepiness about this well. Okay, so we're heading towards the water. We're going to go across the bridge. Yeah. There's chests dotted around everywhere. I'm going to ignore most of them probably, but I'll show you where they are. Oh, Grey Lotus seeds. Nice. Okay, Grey Lotus seeds really handy for sorcery. You've got to use it to level up your sorcery early on in the game. I'm going to try not to miss anywhere. I do tend to go, because I've done this so many times, I tend to go into like autopilot. And just do like the quickest way, but I'm going to try and show you as much as possible while kind of keeping you on like this straight route really. Okay, so we go up the slope. There's a little group of friendos here. Ah, thank you for reminding me, sir. So over here there's going to be a boss, or a mini boss I guess, who drops a special item. This is just undead shellbacks, same as you get in the Warmaker. He shouldn't poison or bleed. No. Okay. This is why I like to have just a high damage axe that doesn't poison or bleed, because it's just a waste on a lot of like unnamed things, undead things. So we could also sunder him as well, but I'm going to just keep my torch out throughout because it's too dark otherwise. But yeah, he drops a Khari Waterskin, which has basically a better capacity than a regular Waterskin. Some people like them. I just like to make purified water in the stove, which is just glass, a water-filled flask. You know, personal preference. There we go. Almost dead. Okay, so just a fragment this time, but you can get a Khari Waterskin from him. And he will always spawn in this little cave over here. There's a chest. Okay, so a coin/gold chest. I think you'll just get putrid meat and bone from those undead friendos. Another chest here. Okay, we just came up from here. We're going to run along here. And we're heading towards that waterfall, basically. In that direction. Hello, people. Look at them. There's so many. If you just run through, thinking, I'm just gonna run through here. It's gonna be fine. Then, you know, you'll just get overwhelmed. I've done it a bunch of times because I'm always trying to cut corners. Back up rather than go forwards so that I don't aggro new people, you know. And then the people the furthest away will lose aggro. Like, that's kind of what the tactic I use for NPC camps on here as well. Okay, so I think what was there? It was just the E is for these torches. I think they've improved the torch interaction, honestly. More chests, more lore, which you can read yourself. I'm not gonna read it all. Yeah, I think they've improved the torches. I think it was harder to interact with them at one point. Either that, or I don't know, maybe it was just kind of laggy when I was playing. I'm not sure. See that bridge to the left? We're gonna go there to our next mini boss. Isn't this beautiful, chat? Such a gorgeous dungeon. So atmospheric. Everybody's really friendly, just wants to greet us. Do you know what I mean? Just super friendly. If you jump off these bridges, you just go to the beginning of the dungeon. It's like the quickest way to get out. And your thrall will still be with you. It's like awesome. But yeah, be careful. I have done it before and I've hit like a rock on the way down and died. And then had to go back and retrieve my stuff. It was a nightmare. Another boss that absolutely like really hits hard over there. So I'm going to send my thrall forward first to take aggro. So a couple of little skellies, and then there's this boss with this red light on him. Freaking hits like a truck. So scary. It's good that he's kind of like looking at me now, because my thrall's able to take his... Look at him doing damage to Pella. Where did he drop? So again, he drops Khari Steel, Fragment of Power, okay, and other random loot. But he has a chance to drop Pristine Khari Weapons, like I mentioned earlier. This is... Have they spawned in? I don't know what happens on single player with relic fragments, honestly. So I think you can get about 5. I don't know if they've nerfed it, but you could get like maybe about 5 relic fragments here in this exact spot. If you're on a server, they will spawn maybe like... They'll spawn at some point at the beginning of the server, like launching, and then maybe they'll spawn later on or whatever. But you can get like 5 relic fragments here, unless they've nerfed it, because they should be here right now. But I have had problems on single player in the Unnamed City with relic fragments spawning. I don't know why they would nerf it, honestly. Some crappy chests. I mean, okay, not crappy is the wrong word. They're really good chests, honestly. But I'm not going to collect this stuff. You could possibly get Grey Lotus in some of these chests maybe as well. Okay, and this is just a lore book. Lots of lore books in here if you like those things. So we're veering to the left next on our journey. I like to kind of cut this way, honestly. It's my preferred route. There you go, to the next mini-boss. So 3rd mini-boss. It's like a freaking truck. So maybe there must be 4 of them. Of these skeleton friends. Okay, so this is my least... For some reason, he doesn't scare me as much. I think because his pokey stick is a bit more precise. I don't find he hits me as easily. But I think his damage modifier, multiplier, whatever, is the same as the others. It's just that his weapon is less AoE kind of... it's easier to avoid. I don't think he's killed me before. Okay. Khari Steel Fragment, and a chance to drop Pristine Khari Weapons. And there should be one of these places. Maybe it was the well, actually. One of these places there's like a piece of Khari Steel. I feel like a piece of Khari Steel spawns here, like in one of those little chests. If I was gonna look for all the Khari Steel, I would go around all these like side areas. I'm just trying to show you like the route basically, because you're gonna need to know the route if you die. Onwards. Hello, friendo. This way. There's another lore book. Coming up to the final of these mini-bosses that drop the Pristine Khari Weapons. Backing up is the way to go. My preferred weapon is an axe for these things. Groups of skeletons. Here in the Unnamed City. Take your coins, friend. Okay, I want to kind of heal him up a bit further than this. I'm going to want those. I'm going to want those in a bit. He can have one of them. Okay, so the final of those mini-bosses is in there. I don't want to go in that section. I want my friend to go in and to fight him. Because he hits really hard. He has a big sword. And he scares me. See how that health he's taking? I'm kind of trying to keep my eye on that boss so he doesn't get me while I'm like not looking. There we go. No weapons, unfortunately. You see why I wanted a thrall with the most HP possible? Like, look at his health. Look at his health, just from like a mini boss. And we got a big boss to fight. This guy's in epic end gear armor, 1600 armor. And you saw how much damage that mini-boss did to him. They hit really hard. Don't get hit. If you want to get a named bearer, best place to get those. There are 4 spawn points for bearers at the Black Galleon. Which is this thing on the map here. 4 spawns there, and 3 spawns at the den. There's also a spawn point here on the way through. So if you run like between these and kill bearers, eventually you'll get a named bearer. And those are my favourite like places to get them. So there's 3 spawns in the den as well. Yep. They get loads of... They seem to level really well. And they're also kind of handy to carry stuff, you know. Next, on the tour. So I'm ignoring the side areas. This is just the main path I'm showing you. All you'll find is chests, skeletons, chests with like the Sepermeru loot, some coins, and maybe some lore books, and maybe Khari Steel as well. So, you'll notice my weapon is like full healed because I'm wearing the Nemedian helmet. It's so good for dungeons and just generally in life. Okay, so to the next boss. So the route to get to the final boss is up there. We're going to take this little detour. This will take us to a corrupted spider boss, which is just a world boss. It's a good place to get gossamer to make into silk. There's also a legendary chest in here. There's a bunch of little spiders. And if you want to get the most gossamer possible, you can harvest spider bodies with a sickle. You can also harvest the gossamer on the ground with a sickle as well. If you just pick it up, you'll get one. If you use a sickle, you'll get more, basically. Depending on the level of tool that you get a better yield. And the best tools are the blackbird tools. I've got a YouTube video on that. There's the spider. Creepy thing. Is it corrupted? It's a demon spider or corrupted spider. The boss. I don't know if it poisons, but it will corrupt you. And it'll do a bunch of damage. Nowadays, obviously, if you're running a corrupted build, then it's not such a big deal that he corrupts you. But usually, you would kind of avoid him. Where's the chests? The chests are here. So there's three chests. One of them is the legendary chest. We don't have a key yet, but he will drop a key for us. Ooh. Ooh. There's one of those Gulag's Tears potions, which I think increases follower damage. Can I get you to be aggroed on that, friendo? I just want my friendo to start the fight, so I can just add support, and there you go. Tears of Galar, follower damage. Let's drink that. Okay, so that increased my follower damage, I guess. It's not a okay. I need to keep my torch on, so I'm just gonna stick with the axe. Not a huge amount of health. There's that corruption. It like stuns you as well, which is kind of annoying. So we're gonna harvest this body for a key. I don't have a sickle with me, but if you want the most amount of gossamer, then harvest with a sickle, basically. Otherwise, it's Ica, chitin, demon blood, bone. The bone is good for us because we might want to repair our torches again. Right, let's see what we get from the box. Forge light. I like this one. If you're going to use a hammer, especially in the unnamed city, for example, then this is lovely. Or for this place, actually, where it's really dark. You can keep it on your back and it will light around you while it's on your back. There's a couple of other weapons like this that create light. Yeah, see, it's got a nice glow about it. That's where we're going up there, chat. That's where the final boss is. This is just a nice view up here. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Such a beautiful dungeon. Up we go. Right, I want my regular weapon. I don't know, are we going to die in this boss fight? I don't know, chat. I don't know. Stamina is going to be important. Definitely. So cool. All this ambient smoke. You can jump off there as well. But this is, I think, where I jumped off and I ended up hitting the wall. This boss fight we're about to do now is really the one where if I try and solo all the dungeons by myself, this is the one boss fight I would be concerned about. I've never soloed this boss myself before. It's the only one. Probably. I don't think I've ever soloed the arena champion. Maybe I did? I don't know. Maybe a while ago. We're going to do that though, I think. But this one is going to be a challenge. This one's hectic, this fight. Okay, so a word of warning about this place. Around the outside, there are skeletons in the floor that you can't see, which will just appear later, right? Your thrall, sometimes, I don't know if they've fixed it, but your thrall will aggro to them even though they're not here to fight, okay? My advice is to put your thrall on attack nothing. And then when the boss spawns, click E on the boss so that your thrall will only attack the boss, okay? That's my best piece of advice. Okay. So he's on attack nothing. I'm going to start the fight by clicking on these. And I'm going to... The doors are going to lock. And when the boss spawns in, I'm going to click on him so that my thrall will attack him. Why is he invisible? Okay, there he is. This is Thag. So I want him to die as soon as possible. He will summon waves of skeletons to come and help him periodically as he loses health. So you just want him to die as soon as possible. You want to make sure that you have you're fully healed. He will slam the ground with his weapon. I'm going to use my herbal tea a lot for this. He's not poisoning, actually. Right, here we go. You ready? Watch the ground. Okay. Okay. Such a cool fight. Okay. Bit more damage. So the best thing to do, from my perspective, is to not take damage. I just want my thrall to fight as quickly as possible. I want to make sure I keep my thralls damage up. But I want to be full health and ideally full stamina whenever he does that. Because if I'm going to take damage from it... Yeah, aggro on me. It's perfect. Get him, Fuendo. Here we go. Get ready. I like to just kind of go around in a circle as it happened. Here's the first lot of enemies. Okay. I don't want him getting distracted by those guys. He also breathes this gas. Or, it's like a liquid, I think. Yeah, if you could aggro on me, that's fine. Oh, is he fighting everybody? They're just stunning him. I want him to stay focused on Thag. Otherwise, if he gets distracted, the fight can go on for way too long. Get in there, friendo. This is why I want stamina. That stuff on the ground will hurt you. It hurts a lot, this stuff. It's like gas thing. Oh wait, summoning. Ready? Okay. Okay. So far so good. We haven't been caught. The faster you kill him, the faster he does these summons. So it's based on how much HP he has. Look, he's going to be dead soon. That's it. Little guys, follow me. You want to make sure that you don't have your follower on really short follow distance for this. Because otherwise he'll stop fighting Thag and follow you. He's nearly dead. We nearly won. These little enemies will despawn when he dies. Go on, die. There we go. Nice. We did it. Easy, yeah. I've done this a lot of times. Yeah, I've done it a lot of times. And I have died before, so... Okay, so we got some Khari Steel from him, and you learn weapons from it. You can loot pristine versions of the weapons from those mini-bosses, the skeleton mini-bosses. Let's harvest his body. I think it's probably... Is it putrid meat? Witchfire and putrid meat. I just focus completely on avoiding the spray, like the stuff. But it's really fun. I really love it. Yeah, so I don't know about single player, but on a server, I'm not sure about right now, but it was only once an hour that you could fight him. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just a big server burden, or they just wanted to make it kind of like more of a grind, or so that people didn't farm him too much, or what. But it was only like once an hour that he would spawn. So we came through that way. This is the way out. There's no tablets to click on, because obviously the recipes are in his inventory. And then let me put you back on. So he's on attack nothing, which is great. You just run this way to get out. let me show you the weapons and the armor that this guy drops. So this is the Khari Overseer armor. So the helmet gives you +3 in strength weapon damage and gives you +5 in stamina. Chest is +5 in stamina. Hands +5 in stamina and +3 strength weapon damage. Strength and stamina and strength weapon damage. +5 in stamina. +5 in stamina and +3 in strength weapon damage. Okay, you can craft that from the recipes that Thag drops. So this is the Khari Soldier armor. It's medium. And it buffs health, stamina and health, stamina and health, and health. This is the Raider set. It's light. It buffs agility, weapon damage, and carry capacity. Agility damage, carry capacity and agility damage. Agility and carry capacity and agility damage. So you will need Khari Steel to craft this armor. And he also drops some weapons. He drops the Scythe of Thag, the Hammer of Thag, and the Mace of Thag. This is the Scythe of Thag. This used to be that if you pressed right click, you would spin around constantly until your stamina ran out. It was so much fun. It does a lot of damage. 72 damage. No armor pen. You could put the master weapon fitting on it, give it to a thrall. Haven't tried it with the thrall, but it also does bleed. And you've also got the Hammer of Thag. This does 65 damage, 45 armor pen, and sunder. My favourite thing to use a hammer for is to get behind a boss and just add sunder. You can stack up to 5 sunder, and that will reduce their armor value. Then the third weapon, dropped by Thag, is the Mace of Thag. It looks really cool, has like a little skull in it. This does 48 health damage, 25% armor pen, and it does shield smash. Can take a lot of kills to get these though. So the Pristine Khari Bow has 24 damage and 9% armor pen, and the Khari Bow has the same durability and very, very similar damage and armor pen now. You can craft the Khari Bow in your carpenter's bench, and the better the bow maker, better the carpenter, the higher the damage in this bow. So actually, apart from aesthetics, the Khari Bow is now probably better than the Pristine Khari Bow, which takes a lot of kills of the mini-bosses to get. I'll show you the way they look. This is the Pristine version of the bow. So that's the craftable version of the bow. There is a Khari Greatsword, which you can craft. 56 damage, 19% armor pen. Obviously, with a better blacksmith, you could do more armor pen, more damage. You could give it more durability. There isn't a two-handed Pristine Khari weapon. There's a one-handed sword, and that does 49 health damage, 9% armor pen, and will cripple too. There is a Khari Pike, which does 45 damage, 7% armor pen, and will bleed on the final right click of your combo. Khari Waterskin, 48 damage and no armor pen. Obviously, you can put master weapon fittings on all these things to increase the damage and armor pen. You can also put stamina reduction kits if you wanted to. There are Khari Daggers, and they do 39 damage, 15% armor pen. And again, if you craft these with a better blacksmith, you'll do more damage or armor pen, or whichever, depending on the blacksmith that you have. There's also a Pristine version of the Daggers, which dropped by the mini-bosses in the Wine Cellar. They do 43 health damage and 18% armor pen. They have a lot more durability. And then after that, there is just a Khari hammer that you can craft with your recipes. That does 50 damage and 38 armor pen.